Hi guys, I'm Jamie.
And I'm Michelle.
Thanks for joining us here on Kingdom Keys. So today we're going to review some of the really amazing experiences that we had with cast members while we were on our trip. Cast members can really help to make or break a trip. And,
Definitely.
Yeah, and I'm somebody I think we're all very aware of how we're treated when we're at the parks especially, but having been a lead cast member, I think I'm even more aware of it because I know the Disney way, and it gets really frustrating to me when cast members are just kind of not really embodying what a cast member is, in my opinion, and from my training. So this is kind of like a shout out video, really, and I wish we knew more of their names because we don't. But I wish we did, because then we could shout out specific names.
We could find out.
Maybe we'll try and find out. So the first one I know is your favorite, so I'll let you tell the people about him.
Well, he's a bartender. Is this the one you're talking about?
He's a bartender.
Oh, at Art of Animation? Is that the one?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was so nice. He was so helpful. He was so much fun.
He was like feisty and playful with us.
He was feisty and playful and gave us a bad time, but he was on it, and he remembered what you ordered the day before, and you didn't even have to ask him. He just nodded at you and you'd shake your head yes, and he was on it.
Yeah, which is really impressive. I mean, think about how many people those bartenders serve in a day. Yeah. And it was at the pool bar. Did you say that?
It was at the pool bar.
Yeah, it was at
I didn't say that, but
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was fun. He was a lot of fun. And even like we would go there and like you know, we'd go get a lunch and we'd bring it out to the bar, and he would like bring us waters. Yeah. And napkins. He gave us a bunch of napkins. We didn't even ask.
He was busy, but he waited on us like we were his only customers.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah.
He did such a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that really was what it felt like. I mean, you could see he was busy. He was constantly going and moving, but he made you feel like, you know, you were his focus while he was helping you. Yeah. And that is what a Disney cast member is supposed to embody. That is one of those amazing traits.
And he did do that.
Yeah. I wish we knew his name.
We kept going back there because of him.
We did, yeah. We'd go to the parks a little bit later just to wait for this place to open, because they don't open until noon.
Yeah.
And just so we could go, we were like, oh, we'll grab lunch and we'll go hang out with our favorite bartender.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was fun.
It was very good.
Yeah. I think one of my great experiences, and you guys were not there with me when I got to do this, which it was so sad because it was just awesome. I got to Magic Kingdom one day, and I had been kind of sick that day, so I wasn't feeling great, and I got there a little bit late in the day, and basically, as I walked in, I was taking some pictures of the Oasis area of Animal Kingdom, which is just that entry area kind of before you actually really get into the park. And I had this sweet old man there who was, you know, he was a cast member, and he kind of flagged me over. He saw me taking a picture and he flagged me over, and he was so excited about this, like, was it a catfish? I think it was a catfish that was in the water down there, and he's like telling me all about it and how he tries to keep track, and that you rarely get to see it because it's so dark, it's hard to see. And he's like, I'm so glad you were here so I could share it with somebody, because nobody ever gets to see this guy. And it was just really funny. And then he was like, you know, I'm going to take you on a tour of the animals around here, because he saw I had my camera and that I wanted to take some pictures. And he's like, I'll take you on a tour and show you all the animals in the Oasis area. And I was just like, okay. So I got my own little personal tour of the whole Oasis area, and he took me to all of the different animals. And about halfway through it, we ran across another cast member, and she was excited about what we were doing and the fact that he was taking me on a tour, so she joined right in. So I got a whole like private tour of the Oasis area by these two really, really sweet, really nice cast members. And it was just great. I mean, it's one of those experiences that they just went out of their way. You know, they don't have to. They don't have to do that kind of a thing. But they went ahead and shared their excitement for what they do.
Yeah.
You know, with me, and I got to take all kinds of fun pictures, and they waited for me to take pictures. You know, they were like, "Oh, yeah, take some pictures," and they were totally patient about it. They weren't like, "Hurry up, let me show you this so I can get back to whatever else it is I'm doing." They were just awesome. They were really cool. So, one of the other cast members, now this one is the only one I know the name of, and her name was Sandra. I think she was from Germany. I made sure, like, I texted myself after she had helped us because I wanted to remember to give her a shout out later on. And I wish I had done that with everybody else, and I just totally, but I was sick, and so I was just not right in my head, but, or in my body. I was just not feeling well. But when we went, well, why don't you tell them about the sci-fi dine-in?
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
There is okay, so you go into this restaurant, and it's better if you have reservations.
Yes, because you can actually sit in one of the cars. It's like...
Well, explain what it is.
Well, go ahead. You do it.
It's like a drive-in.
It's like a drive-in.
I used to go to drive-ins all the time. So you go in, and they have 50s cars?
I think so. I don't really know.
50s.
Sure.
They're 50s cars, and they come up to you. You sit in them, and they come up to you, and they serve your food. You order food from there. But we walked in. We didn't have a reservation, so we sat at a little table in the back, sparkly gold.
We got in right away, too.
Got in right away.
She thought it was going to be like a 15-minute wait, and we were starving.
Sparkly gold, the table.
It's sparkly gold, but we thought it was going to take like 15 minutes because
but
that for us seemed like a lifetime because we were starving. I mean, we were so hungry,
and they got us right in.
But sparkly gold
table.
Yeah.
And what happened while we were there?
Well, we went ahead and ordered our food.
Two things happened that were very important.
Oh, two things happened. Okay, well, we'll see if I don't. We'll see. You'll have to check me on this. So we order our food, and now we share our meals most of the time because neither of us can eat that much food. But so we ordered a burger to share and fries, and we asked for tartar sauce if they have it because we like to dip our fries in tartar sauce. And she let us know that she wasn't sure if they had any, but she would check. And they brought our food out, and she came and asked us how we were doing, and we asked if she had looked to see if there was tartar, and she said there was no tartar. So we were like, oh, okay, well, we'll just eat ketchup, that's fine. Next thing we know, like 10 minutes later maybe, she comes back in with like tartar for us, and we're like, what? Where did this come from? And she's like, oh, I just ran to the restaurant across the street so that we, to bring you the tartar. And we were just like dying. We're like, oh my God. I mean, it was the nicest thing. And I think that was our first big, awesome, like cast member experience when we got there. Cause I think it was like
pretty cool.
Day 3 or 4, something like that, at the parks.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like kicking off the whole experience just totally the right way. I mean, she was so nice, and for her to have done that, I mean, we didn't ask or expect her to like run to a completely different restaurant to do that, but she went out of her way to make sure we had what we wanted, and that was just awesome. So yeah, so Sandra, thanks.
Sandra,
yes. What was the other thing?
Okay, so this was such a cool experience at this restaurant, and the table was sparkly gold, and Dave was sitting there, and he's on his phone the whole time while we're ordering, and I'm like, really? What? Next thing we know, he says, I just bought a bass guitar because I want to remember this experience. It was sparkly gold. It was just like our table.
Just like the table.
Because he wanted to remember, because it was so much fun. So now he has a sparkly gold bass guitar.
And forever we will think of that wonderful sci-fi dine-in experience every time we see that gold sparkly
It's a pretty guitar.
bass.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun.
Yeah, that is fun. Fun little fact.
Fun little fact.
Yes. And the final cast member that I really want to shout out to is, and now we had a good experience with all the cast members that we dealt with. I mean, we had a great housekeeping staff. We had a great staff at our at both of our hotels. Awesome cast members all around. So, you know, it's hard to sit there and just pick and choose. But there, you know, there are a few that just
stand out.
Just totally go above and beyond.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. After being at the parks for 2 weeks, right? 16 days, whatever. 16 days. We were getting ready to check out. We had put all of our luggage together. Now I was really, 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 really sick. I had been sick for, well, like the whole trip, but I had gotten worse and worse. And so I was just overall just exhausted. And we had packed everything up and we're trekking everything from our hotel room, like our building where we were staying at, to the lobby building.
The long walk.
The long walk, which doesn't, you know, it's not that long.
But if you have bronchitis or pneumonia, it's a really long walk.
It's a really long walk. It was a really long walk for me. And then with luggage on top of it.
Yes.
And it wasn't just like a piece of luggage. It was like
all of our luggage.
All of our luggage. Like I had 3 bags. You had 3 bags. Yeah, we had a lot of luggage. So we're walking to the lobby building. And, you know, we had kind of gotten in front of it pretty close. And there's like an area where you can actually check your luggage at your hotel. So that big bag that you can't carry on to the airplane with you that you're actually going to check, you can do that there at your hotel. Now you can't do this with every airline, just so you know. It has to be an airline that the Disney hotels work with, which you can find out.
Alaska is one of them.
Alaska. We were flying back on Alaska. So, you know, we were walking to this airline check-in area so that we could check our bags, because then we didn't have to worry about them, because we weren't going to be leaving until like 3 that afternoon, because our flight wasn't until like 6 or 7. And so I'm dragging all this luggage, and one of my pieces of luggage I actually couldn't roll because the handle was broken, so I actually had to carry that piece, and it was pretty heavy. One of the airline check-in guys was actually walking around. He was probably walking to go to lunch or on his break or something, because he wasn't in the airline check-in area. He was like leaving that area. And he saw me struggling with all of this luggage, and he grabbed it and he just like carried it on his shoulder. He's like, yeah, let me grab that. And I knew who, you know, you can tell who they are. I knew he wasn't going to run off with my luggage, because he was wearing his costume and his cast member, you know, tag and everything. But he grabbed that luggage and he took it all the way there for me. And then he came back, and didn't he come back and help you?
After I was already there.
I know. Well, he opened the door for you.
He did.
He could see me struggling. He could see that I was just exhausted.
Yes, he was very nice.
Yeah. It was just awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that at all.
No.
I will say about that you can actually, they do have a luggage
pickup, don't they, from your room?
They have a luggage pickup. I don't remember what it's officially called, but if you give them a call, there's actually a luggage button on your phone.
Yeah.
And you just hit that button and you could call and have them take your luggage from your room to that area, and you wouldn't have to struggle like I did. But we didn't do that. We just didn't do that. So we struggled, or I struggled.
We did.
But anyway, he was awesome. Are there any other cast member experiences that really stand out for you?
Well, that lady that checked us in, she was really good and really helpful.
Which
and
one?
Nice. That lady.
At Art of Animation? Or?
Yeah. Once we got there with our luggage, and she was checking us in to our flight.
Oh yeah,
she was really good.
She was really good. Yeah. Yeah, but they were all kind of...
They were, yeah.
You know, another one I'm going to give a shout out to is the guy who actually checked us into the hotel, Art of Animation.
Yeah.
Because when we were checking in the night before, every hotel room on Disney property had been rented.
Yes.
They were 100% capacity on property,
Yeah.
period, every hotel. So the next day we were essentially moving from Pop Century to Art of Animation, and they didn't really have our room ready, but he made one ready for us.
Did.
He like went
He
out of
was
his
good.
way. Yeah. We told him we were coming from Pop Century and that we were switching hotels, and it was about 11 because we had to check out of our other hotel by 11. And then, check-in isn't until 3.
Right.
I had done an online check-in to the Art of Animation like 2 days before that, so they knew we were coming. They knew about what time. But because they had been at capacity the night before, they didn't have a lot of like rooms that were like pre-ready. But he got on the phone and he made a call.
He did.
And he
He
talked
was
to
good.
housekeeping, and shout out to housekeeping for getting those rooms
Yes.
ready as quick as they do, and
Yep.
doing as great a job as they do.
They do a good job.
But yeah, I think those
that's-
are pretty much
yeah.
the standout ones.
Yeah.
Those are the ones.
Yep.
Yeah, but we had a great experience overall
Yes.
there. We had a good time, and
It was.
we were there for a couple of weeks, so
16 days.
16 days. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, you guys have a magical day, and if you have any questions about these hotels, just leave them in the comments below, and we'll get back to you and send you some answers.
Yeah.
We'll see you real soon.
Bye.